If all authority feels threatening, something was never taught clearly. P.S. Good morning. Authority is not the same thing as authoritarian. But based on the way people reacted to my last reel, it's clear a lot of people hear authority and immediately think things like controlling, yelling, and force, as if obedience can only be achieved through pure chaos. And the only conclusion that I can come up with is one of two things. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Either that is what you experienced growing up, or that's what you're absorbing. If that's what you experienced, where authority in the home felt harsh, unstable, overwhelming, or maybe there was no real authority at all, I am sorry. But as adults, we have a responsibility to recognize where things were not ideal. You don't get to use it as a crutch. You have to build yourself up. You have to get stronger so that you do not carry that same dysfunction forward. How do we do that? Well, you can build yourself up through scripture, through prayer, through marrying a good man, through community. That is how generational cycles will actually change. And if it's not experienced, then it's likely what you're absorbing. Because when you're constantly consuming strong opinions from people who don't know your home, eventually that becomes the lens in which you see things through. So now you have to use discernment in what you're taking in. Because what sounds relatable is not always rooted in wisdom, friends. And not every opinion is coming from a place of discernment. A lot of it is just a bunch of clickbait. We become who we surround ourselves with. We learned this growing up, and this includes digitally. And it's not inherently a bad thing, right? You're listening to me right now, and I'd hope that what I'm saying is coming from a place that builds you up and that's grounded in something good. So then the question becomes, is what you're taking in feeding you in a way that strengthens you? Is it aligned with truth? Is it aligned with scripture? Is it aligned with something that actually builds wisdom? Or is it just feeding chaos, negativity, and reinforcing things that keep you stuck? The relatable content we consume will shape how we think, whether we realize it or not in the moment. So, anyway, sorry, I went on a tangent there, but I felt like that needed to be said. This is why I felt like it needed to be said. Because authority is leadership. Responsibility and accountability over something that has been entrusted to you, which means you have to be responsible enough and accountable enough to hold a standard and actually follow through. Accountability ties directly into responsibility, which also requires discernment. Discernment in understanding where you came from, what you experienced, and what you're currently allowing to influence how you lead your home. If you're not aware of that, you will lead from reaction instead of intention. And that's where people get stuck. Ask me how I know. Either you're operating out of your past or you're absorbing everything around you without ever stopping to evaluate it. And when that happens, authority isn't understood. It's just something that feels very restrictive, overwhelming, and wrong. Because it was never clearly defined. And if authority is never clearly defined, it will always be reacted to instead of understood. And when that happens, everything starts to feel like a threat, full circle. So anyway, tomorrow I will walk through what authority should actually look like from my perspective. I hope you all have a very blessed day.